Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason, and as always, we're talking about some of the most talked about products on YouTube from your favorite unboxers and product reviewers. If you like what you see and you want to check out more, head on over to unboxed.tv or subscribe to us on YouTube. But hey, let's jump right in. As it's the start to a new week, we like to take a look at some of our top trending lists and tell you all about the movers and shakers that should be on your radar. And I gotta tell you, this week is no exception. Let's start by taking a look over at the phones category. Last week's announcement of the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 had everybody online talking about all the new product features and developments. I gotta tell you, it seems like everybody's talking about this latest Samsung phone, including Crystal Laura, Karl Conrad, MKBHD, and Mr. Mobile. Also around here, we just call Karl Conrad biceps. You can understand why. There's a lot to like about this phone, but the real star is the S Pen. It's got its own battery now, Bluetooth connectivity, and pretty soon it'll have its own SDK for developers, so you're gonna start to see a lot of advancements in functionality for it. It's almost as if they're noteworthy. You're welcome. Now, just because an item shows up on our list doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually very good. Marques Brownlee's latest episode of his newly minted series, Prime Picks, is showing off some of the top-rated products in their various categories on Amazon. And recently, the MPOW over-the-ear headphones were featured, and the quality on them was, well...
I think it kind of sounds like I'm listening through like a bed sheet. Like if I had a pillow sheet up to my ear between, that's what it sounds like. I don't know. They're just like slightly muffled.
Yeah, not great. And to be fair, he goes on to say that when you listen to great earphones, you sometimes pick up on things that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise hear. So to be fair, for the average consumer, he's probably being a little bit overly sensitive. But it just goes to show, sometimes just because something's highly ranked doesn't necessarily make it good. And just because it showed up high on our audio list doesn't necessarily make it worth your while. Though to be fair, at $35, it's not exactly like you're gonna lose that much. Finally, we wanna give a shout out to a camera that's staying strong at number 7 on our cameras list. It's the FujiFilm X-T100 series. It's a mirrorless camera designed specifically for amateur shutterbugs. But I gotta tell you, I think one of the greatest features about this camera are the built-in filters you get. Think of them as filters which replicate the classic film stocks of old. It's great for someone who wants to replicate the look and feel of classic photography without having to learn the entirety of the Adobe suite of products. Plus, it comes with its own stock lens, which means you are getting a usable camera straight out of the box. The downside, unfortunately, is that the video capabilities just aren't that awesome. It offers certain capabilities that will make it vlogger-friendly, like a flip-out screen and the ability to add an audio input, but the reality is that the video offerings are a little bit limited. You can do 4K, but only at 15 frames per second. Who would do that? Still, there's a reason why it's featured by YouTube creators all across the spectrum. Fujifilm has held its own against other companies like Canon and Sony and Nikon to still produce great quality photography at a reasonable price. For more details about the X-T100 from Fujifilm, be sure to head over to the product page on unboxed.tv where you can see great reviews on it from folks like DP Review and Gordon Lang. And while you're there, be sure to head over to the creators page on unboxed.tv where you can see the full list of creators that we're tracking as part of our trending lists. In the meantime, I'll see you back here soon for more. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.